Here's a way to quickly collect data. In your Google Drive, you click on Drive, go to Create, and select Form. And you start by selecting a template. You can always change it later. I'm going to make a theme that fits what your topic is about. You give your form a title. I'm going to call this, so I'm just for fun doing a survey on peeps. And in here you have a description. And the first question, here I'm just going to call it, I've written 2 questions ahead of time. It makes it a lot easier. And this is just favorite peeps. Now the types of questions you have right here, if you click on this drop down, you have several. If you're making a form that you later want to have graphed on, create a chart or a graph, you need to use something that collects data, not text. So you want to either have multiple choice, checkbox, you could have lists. So I'm just going to do for this one, because it's a multiple choice. And my first option is the color, because it's simple. It's either yellow or blue. And then I'm going to make that required right there, and I'm going to hit done. So that's my first question. Now here to add another one, I click on add an item, and here's my second question, which I've written out ahead of time. So I get question type, and I'm going to add, these are multiple choice. Checkbox, multiple choice, you can only have one answer. If you have a checkbox, you could have several answers, but for this survey I just want them to have one choice. So here it is, and then I'm going to make that required and hit done. So I have 2 questions. I'm keeping this survey short. I only want 2 graphs to come out of this. If you want more, you simply add another item, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to cancel that. And if you do that, you just hit the trash to get rid of a question. Now at the bottom, the confirmation page, this is where you write a little message to those who have, at the end when they click on submit, this is what will pop up. So here I'm just going to, here you could show a link to submit another one. I only want them to fill it out once. So I'm going to uncheck that. And here I'm going to do, if you publish this, that they can show that when they click submit, they can see what everybody else has filled out. Or if you want them to edit it, you could click on this. But for now, I'm just going to leave it right there, and I'm going to click on send form. Now I have an option to sending it either through the Google Plus, which you could do this if you wanted to ask to each of us to fill it out. You could click on, I'm going to actually click on this, the Google Plus, and there's the survey, and here I'm going to add the CCV. Make sure it's this one with the little picture of the ivy right there, and then I want to do discussion. So then it's right there. I'm going to send this, and up here I'm going to ask you, here we go. So right, that's what you would type in, and then you click on share. You could add more people if you want to ask other people that have a Gmail account, and I'm going to share it. So that went to our community, our Google Plus community, but you could also send it to your Facebook friends or Twitter or through email. So if you have email addresses of people, you could also embed it in a blog or a website by getting this embed code right here. If I click embed, and I could change the size. So here, well, I wouldn't leave, I'd leave the size, but again, there's different ways to send it, and you can also come back later and get, so if I go to view the live form, this is what my form is going to look like for people to fill out, and they simply click on what they believe and then hit submit, and you'll see after I hit submit, my little, there it is, thank you for sharing, and then you could create your own. So that's a quick way to create a form, collect data. And now I have one response. If I click up here and view response, it brings me to the spreadsheet that was created from that form. Here's my data, so favorite peeps, and then peep beliefs. So the next tutorial will show us how we're going to graph this. If it's says yellow and blue and has text, how do you make a chart out of that? So we'll show you in the next lesson.